Right, hello, and welcome to another episode of Tamara Unfiltered. I am so excited about this week's episode. There is a lot going on, and I am very excited to share with you guys. Now, first of all, I just want to say it's half term, the kids are in the house, and if you hear the noises or I have to suddenly leave to go and kill them because I have warned them to be quiet, well, just bear with me. Anyway, like I said, I'm excited about this week. I've got some very big news that I think a lot of you are going to be very excited about. Most of you are probably already aware, but I have basically relaunched the Happy Gang. Now, if you don't know, first of all, what the Happy Gang is, you probably do, but just very quickly if you don't, it was something I started very long time ago. I think it was in 2018 I started the Happy Gang, and it was kind of my answer to, I don't even know what was my answer. It was kind of my answer to affordable mental health help. That has been my whole focus over the years, is like, how can I help people actually access what they need, but the people who need it, i.e. the poor people, right? When you've got money, you don't need that kind of help. You can access everything, everything's good. But I just wanted to kind of fill that gap for the people that couldn't afford it. So I started this Happy Gang, which was basically me doing life coaching en masse for a very, very low price. It was like £5 a month, and I would send you a message every day on WhatsApp. It would basically be just like a little good morning video with our Happy Gang routine in it, which was just a few things that we would do every day to make sure we had a good day. Anyway, so that went on for quite a few years, but it was quite problematic, really, because I think I was literally the first person to start this subscription model. Well, not the first person, but one of the first people. So much so that it was so early that there weren't any subscription payment model set up to be able to take the payment. So we were manually taking payment through PayPal, and listen, it's a very long story, but it just basically became impossible to do. And then very briefly, I bought it back a couple of years back when Instagram started doing their subscription thing. So this day, Instagram still owe me the £700 that you lot paid for that month. They've never paid it. They're never going to pay it. So this gang, the first question on everybody's lips was, well, what's it going to cost? How do we sign up? I'm just doing it for free. I am just doing it for free because honestly, first of all, Meta will take your money and then they'll keep the money, okay? And they'll never give it to me, and I don't want to work with them. And honestly, I would rather do shit for free than line the pockets of Meta. So I don't know, this is honestly just my way of giving back. Honestly, full transparency, this is going to help me more than it's going to help you guys. Probably should have started from the beginning with all of this, but I had a bit of an awakening, realization, if you will, last week, and I just realized, all I've done basically since I started this podcast is bang on and on and on about the perimenopause. I've made it my whole personality and my whole life, so much so that I have manifested the very worst aspects of it, and I've been drowning in it. And I don't know, a lot happened last week, which funnily enough I hadn't factored into this podcast, but maybe I should digress a little bit and just let you know what's been going on, because I just feel in a bit of a rush because I know I've got the kids here, but let me slow down and take this back a few days. You may remember that I think the last time I'd spoken to you guys, I was saying I was going to go back to the doctors because I wanted to get another blood test, and I was going to basically force them to give me these body identical this HRT, like the natural version of it. Anyway, so this was last week. I went and had this blood test, but I had to speak with a new doctor, and I basically just sat there and got lectured for 10 minutes on how my cannabis use for basically forever is now what is fucking up my hormones. And I was just really annoyed because I thought, well, if you smoke weed and you feel about doctors the way I feel about them, why I was pissed off, because that is completely not relative to the fucking situation in hand, right? So I was just a little bit annoyed. Anyway, so I had the blood tests, and I said I'd call them next week to discuss the results. Now, on that day, my phone had pinged off, and I had remembered, because I had forgotten, that I had booked this thing with my friend. I've got a friend, one of the lovely homeschooling mums. Last time I saw her, she brought up something to me. She said she'd been training in this thing called biofield tuning. And I think she'd seen a few podcasts and stuff, and she, knows about a few little things. And she just said, I feel like it might really help you. She's like, I do it for friends and family. Like, if you'd like to come and have it done, let me know. Anyway, this was quite a while back, and we'd made a plan, and I just completely forgot about it. Anyway, so then it pinged up on Monday, the day of the blood test, and I was feeling so terrible. And when I tell you, I just felt like I wanted to cry. I didn't want to go. But the woman is so lovely. I couldn't let her down, and there was no excuse in the world that would have been good enough to not go, especially when I had no excuse. And even Rocco was just like, Mum, just go. So I kind of reluctantly went to this thing, under duress, if you will. And oh my God, I think that whole thing just literally saved my life. Like, it was the craziest experience. It basically, have you ever seen those tuning forks? You know, you've got the tuning forks and they kind of all have a different frequency. So you bong them and it lets off this frequency, whatever they're tuned to. And we ourselves, we're just, you know, we're made up of frequencies and sound and all of that. And that's what the universe is made up of, right? Anyway, so the idea is with this biofield tuning, they retune your biofield, and because, you know, things can get out of balance as they do, and obviously I've been through quite a lot in my life. Anyway, so I went for this thing, and it was just, well, it was amazing, to be honest. Weird, but it was fucking amazing. She basically said that outside of our body, we have like all these layers. Like, obviously we can't see them, but each layer kind of represents a year. And so what she did was she stood about maybe 6 feet away from me and she started bonging her fork. And she'd then take a little step in, she'd bong it again, and she was like going through the layers. And at certain layers, she was like, something's happened here, something's happened there. And the first thing she picked up on was when the age 14. She was like, something happened when you were 14. It was like a major imbalance. And I was like, well, that's when I was raped. And then again, she's going through the years and she's, you know, bringing up other really fucking pivotal years of my life where like big things had happened. And the crazy thing was, she's bonging this fork and she's like, right, listen, and you can, I don't even know how to describe it, but you know when like a thing's going, it's making a sound, you could almost hear within it the off-keyness of it, like how it was out of tune. So then she continued bonging it until it got back into tune. Anyway, it was a lot. I probably unloaded like 35 years of trauma. Not even like that, but she kept asking questions. So I was just like answering and saying all this stuff. And it was a lot. I've been through a lot in life. And it took about 3.5 hours. But I didn't think it was amazing initially. I actually got really ill. I came home. I think I left there about 10:30 in the end. I came home and I got so ill. I literally came over like I had a flu. You know that detox reaction where you just, if you do something, it's normally like something like you'll take like some fucking a detox cleanse or something like that and you'll start to have like this flu reaction. But I had this flu reaction and I was just cold and my body hurt and everything was, my nose was, I just suddenly got a flu. It was crazy. Anyway, that lasted probably till the next night and then I was fine. And then I think it was like the day after, I just had all these realizations. I was just like, you are the problem. Like, you have talked yourself into this perimenopause madness. Like, you're continuing to talk yourself into it. All you do is go on about it. You've made it your whole personality. You're fucking boring. Like, I just kind of got really annoyed at myself, but in a positive way. And I don't know, I just thought you need your own fucking gang. Like, that's what I thought. I was like, you need to get your happy gang back on. And this is how this is basically being reborn again. But in amongst that, like, other things were going on. I've obviously, I don't know if I've mentioned this on the podcast, but I've mentioned this on Instagram. I've been searching for some better NMN, right? And you know I only want the best of the best. I basically found the best of the best. And the story I'm about to tell is about that, because I've got some very exciting news, and I'm hoping between me and you guys, we could make this exciting shit happen. But I feel like that biofield tuning has just been the thing that has got me back to myself. Like, when I tell you this last week to get ready what I've had to get ready and do what I've had to do, I've probably done like 6 months of work that would have taken 6 different people, and I've done it in 3 days, right? I have been on my fucking game. And that's not like, that's the old Tamara. That's how I've even got this far, because that's how I normally operate. Like, I'm very high functioning, and lately I'm just low functioning, let's be honest. But this shit, it's like she just retuned me back into myself, and I don't know, it was amazing. Anyway, I've had a lot of you message me on Instagram about this, because obviously you now want to book in for this biofield tuning. Listen, Trish doesn't do it. It's friends and it's family, and she won't take any money, so I feel really bad trying to like present the whole internet to her, because she'll probably feel like she's got to retune you all, and she just can't. So I'm gonna, by the time I've posted this, I'm gonna have found something for you guys. Maybe not a person, but just somewhere. I think there's like the body of the institute of people that do this. They can recommend some people. There's not many people who do it. And I had someone message me and say they were going to have it done remotely, and honestly I don't think it's the sort of thing you can do remotely. I think you can, but I wouldn't want that done remotely. I think some things are better. It's like a massage. You would, not that she touches you, but I think you need to be in the room for some things. Anyway, point is, I will get as much information about that for you guys, because I know a lot of you are now going to be interested in that. And honestly, that was some interesting shit. Like, I even messaged her. I was like, oh my God, does this wear off? Do I need to come back? And she was like, it doesn't wear off. She said, but you know, things happen in life that throw us off of balance. She was like, and then you might need a retune. So that is going to be where I'm going to be going for a retune. Anyway, I want to talk about some super exciting things that has come off of the back of this. Basically, you might remember, well, you probably do remember the whole NMN fiasco. I have been an affiliate with them because honestly, I genuinely love the product. Like, I genuinely did love the product. The company, not so much. But so much has happened since I've been taking that NMN. It's genuinely been a life-saving game changer for me that I don't know, I've almost become obsessed with it. I've written here, it's helped me to look younger, lose weight. Full transparency, I've been having Botox, so like NMN is not going to give you the Botox effect, but my skin, I'd said this previously, like my skin doesn't like bunch and crepe like, I mean, it will still bunch and crepe if I make it, but it just, I don't know, it's just improved so much. Like, I've lost weight. I've lost so much weight from taking this NMN, and this new NMN that I've got is now making me lose even more weight because it's like a higher purity. Anyway, let me get to that. But it's basically just changed my life, and I think it's probably the reason you lot have got this, but it is the reason you lot have got this podcast, let's be fucking honest. It's completely helped to bring me back to myself. But anyway, so I have been taking this for a year, and you might remember I started my own brand of NMN. Now, I was using the dropship model, and you guys know what I'm like. Like, I can't knowingly sell you a load of shit, and honestly, the products I had compared to the one I was taking, you couldn't compare them. Like, one was just better and worked, and one of them fucking didn't. And I couldn't knowingly sell you guys a shit product knowing that I'm taking the good one. Like, I just can't operate like that. So I kind of folded that whole thing, and that went in the bin, and I carried on just taking the other companies and promoting it, because again, like, the company have been quite terrible to me, but they have a good product. So I have been promoting this other brand, but they've been weird, they've been rude, it's just been terrible. But the last interaction I had with them pissed me off so much that I was just like, I have to find a better NMN. Like, I have to. They were so, I'm not even going to tell you what happened, because I keep telling you these stories and you people seem to be getting more and more pissed off at them, and I don't even want bad vibes flung at them like that, but they pissed me off. Like, I fed it into ChatGPT, and he was just mortified. He was like, no, like, you need to be done with them. And it was kind of him that encouraged me to set this up. He's like, you've got the fucking customers. You've just fucking, anyway. So God bless ChatGPT. Anyway, on this mission, there's nothing quite, do you know what, the best way to get me to do something is to piss me off, you know, because I was so pissed off at them. I was like, I am going to find the best NMN in the world. And what did I fucking do? I found literally the best NMN in the world. I have found the only NMN in the world that it's clinically proven, yeah, it's tested on humans, right, and it's literally got like clinical trials to back up its claims, yeah. I couldn't have found a better NMN, and the purity, because remember, this shit is like cocaine, the purity is 99.93%. And by the way, this is the only patented NMN in the world, right? I've literally found the best of the fucking best. And do you know what's funny? I now know who sells this NMN and who doesn't, and this is the pricier side of the NMN for good reason. But what I will say is, you know how I like to operate my businesses. I am not going to be marking up as high as the other people. But anyway, let me just continue this. But the purity, like I said, it's 99.93%, and the purity matters. And do you know what? This was one of my issues with the other company. They, through them being fully transparent, they like once every couple of months like send through a test analysis certificate. Now theirs is normally 99.1 or 2%, but the last lot they sent, it was like 99.8, And the weird thing was, I thought the product was getting shitter, but honestly, I only thought I felt like that because they were getting me so angry. So I kind of felt like it was in my head. Anyway, when they sent the test analysis and I was like, no, this NMN is actually shitter, I was just like, you've got to find the best of the best. Anyway, because this is patented and because of how they make it, their purity stays the fucking same, right? And when it showed up and I had the test analysis fit, I was a little bit overwhelmed. So I was like, no, this is the best of the best. I mean, this must be like if you're like really into cocaine and suddenly you happen to be in Mexico or somewhere like that and you're just like, whoa, like I was fucking excited. It was very good stuff. Anyway, I've actually, now, you know how I operate all my businesses and my life. Everything is full transparency, right? And full transparency, this NMN is made in China, okay? And I've realised a lot of these companies in the UK, they're selling you NMN under the guise of it being UK made, but it's not actually made in the UK. There is actually literally one company that makes NMN in the UK. All other NMN is made in China. Like everything's made in fucking China because let's face it, they make the best stuff. It's all made in China. But here's the catch. If you buy a product from China and you ship it to the UK and then you put it in a bottle in the UK, you can say that has been UK made. And that is exactly what Viva and all the other fucking NMN companies are doing. They're saying UK made, because they bottled it in the UK. Well, let me tell you what I'm doing. I'm buying it in China, I'm packaging it in China because then there is zero risk of any contamination, and I'm going to get it shipped straight here and I'm going to sell it to you. And you know what? And I'm just going to tell everybody proudly it's from China. I don't know why people take a shit on China so much. They have literally been producing everything from your fucking bed to your Louis Vuitton handbag, the real one, forever. Like, they're good at what they do. And I don't know, it's kind of really, it's funny what I've learned from doing that. These companies are fucking liars. They're just all a bunch of stinking liars. So I'm not going to lie to you. This NMN is from China. And honestly, like I said, I'm happy it's from China. These people are, I don't know. If I could work with anybody, I'd stay working with the Chinese. They're just on their shit, man. They are on their shit. Anyway, so my NMN is proudly sourced from China. It's packaged there. And like I said, there will be zero chance of any contamination. And like I said, they've got scientific proof. Through their own clinical trials, they've actually proven that their NMN raises your NAD levels over 35%, which is fucking insane. And if you don't know, like your NAD, basically, NAD plays a crucial role in things like your energy production, your metabolism, DNA repair, and anti-aging. I think that's again while I'm looking and feeling younger. But I've literally never felt so good. So this is kind of why I wanted to sell this stuff in the first place, because the NMN, you produce NAD naturally when you're younger, right? Which is why you're young and you're fresh and everything's fantastic. As you get older, your levels of it start to decline and you're not producing so much of it, right? When you take NMN, it kind of acts as the thing, it's like a precursor to NAD. So it acts as the thing that helps you make the NAD, which is why it does all the things like anti-aging and whatnot. Anyway, so I found this NMN and I'm super excited. Oh, do you want to know something that's hilarious as well? I had to order and pay for some samples, which were a bit pricey. And you know what I did? I used my NMN affiliate money from the other company to pay for that. So I've been testing the samples, and do you know what's wild? I am such a good test bunny because I react to things really quickly. And the weight, do you know 2 people this week have already said to me, oh my God, Tamara, you've lost even more weight. And do you know how close I was to getting on that Ozempic thing? Honestly, this fucking close. And I'm so glad I didn't, because even though it's not the same type of rapid weight loss you're going to get from that, I don't even think rapid weight loss is very good for you, but even though it's not that, the fact that I had put on so much weight, like the middle-age spread, and now for me to have done nothing and all I'm doing is taking that little tablet every day, and it's kind of like curbing my sugar cravings and making my appetite not as crazy as it was. I don't know, and it's kind of changing a bit of how I eat. I'm eating a little bit better, and I don't know, just the fact that the weight has dropped off and I haven't had to change anything. I haven't had to actually change what I've eaten. I haven't had to go, the whole thing is just, it's been a complete game changer for me. So this new NMN, I'm excited about. I know now I have the best NMN. I'm not going to say I'm the only one in the UK, because now I'm working with these people. They let you know who else supplies it, and I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to piss off other companies. But there is a very big company who basically sells it for double the price that I'm going to be selling it at, and it's the same NMN, and it's the good NMN, and they're the company that they said they've sold over 250,000 bottles or something like that. God, if I can just even capture fucking 20% of that, I'll be a happy woman. Anyway, on to why I am doing this podcast and why I need your help. As you probably know, starting a business is very expensive, and to get this off the ground, I am going to need some help. So you may remember a few podcasts back, my friend had said that he's got someone who's basically willing to invest in my business. And I was super excited about this because I'm tired, honestly, of working on my own. And there are a lot of aspects to business that I do not care for, that I can do, but I don't care for, and I'm not very good at. I'm good at like the creative side of things, right? And then there's things like fucking spreadsheets that make me want to kill myself. And so I just thought it would be, great, get this investor on board. I kind of thought he'd be more of a business partner than an investor, and he would come and take on all the things that I couldn't take on. And I spoke with my friends, and he was just like, no, he's just an investor. Like, he'll just give you money. He literally won't want anything to do with it. And I was like, well, that's not very fucking helpful, because really, money, I could probably find the money to get this off the ground or do something without then having to owe somebody 20 or 30% of my business. Because if I take his investment, that is then 20-30% of my business gone to him. Fuck that. So, and then my friend pissed me off. Now, bear in mind, a good friend will not tell you what you want to hear. They will tell you what you need to hear. And he just said to me, do it on your own. Do it on your own. Just get on with it. And that fucking pissed me off so much because, at the time, I wasn't feeling the greatest. Hadn't had my biofield retuned yet. And I just thought, I'm fed up of trying to do everything on my own. But when I kind of got out of that cloud and had my biofield retuned and I've been doing all of this, I just thought, this is for the best. This means I get to retain creative control, because at the end of the day, things like me saying proudly that the product is made in China. I know if I took on a business partner, they're going to be like, no. We got to do what the rest of the people are doing and be like, it's UK made. They'd want me to start selling out on my morals, because honestly, to do very well in business, you have to take a lot of your morals and fling them out the window. That's why I'm not a billionaire. And that is why I used to have a goal of being a billionaire, and I don't have that goal anymore. I don't want to be a billionaire, because the people you have to step on and the shit you have to do to make money like that, I don't fucking want it, right? So I'm kind of, once I'd simmered down, I thought, this is for the best. Sorry, that's my daughter emailing me, put her clothes in the dryer. Fuck off. Anyway, God, right, please, the next thing I'm about to do is ask you lot to help me get this business off the ground, and I'm basically just begging you, because I don't know, life is just life right now, and I feel like if I just had a fucking nanny or an au pair, like, I'd be a lot better. Anyway, wouldn't we all? Anyway, so he's not going to be investing, and I had suddenly thought, why don't you do a GoFundMe? And then I thought, no, instantly, because you lot know how I feel about begging for money. I'm not begging anybody for money. And I thought, I don't actually need anybody to give me money for free. What I need is just money to get this off the ground. And so I had this idea, and I thought, I'm going to do a pre-order. And basically, the company in China, they have their MOQ, which stands for minimum order quantity, is 500 bottles, right? So I have to order 500 bottles. Now, obviously, this costs a fuck ton of money, but if I do a pre-order, I'll be able to get the money together, pay for the picking and the packing, and just pay for all the other little things that I've got to pay for, like the insurance and everything, and actually get this off the ground. So what I'm asking you guys to do is to buy a bottle of NMN off of me. This is going to be a pre-order, and this is going to be, honestly, it's going to be $29.99. Now, I will say the other company are charging nearly £50. Mine is $29.99. However, we will be offering discounts and subscription discounts further down the line. But in order for me to actually get this off the ground and make this work, I need you to pay full price for one bottle. It is literally one bottle. And then, like I said, after that, you'll be getting your discounts and your subscriber discounts and stuff. And actually, moving past that, I really wanted to build... It was so funny. I'm always telling you, like, when bad things happen, it's just an opportunity for something better to happen. And that company treating me so badly really made me realise how I want to do better for people like myself. Like, I want to work with other affiliates, and we help each other. We don't mug people off and take advantage of them. Like, we actually treat people the way we want to be treated. So moving on further down the line, there's also going to be an opportunity for you guys to sell the NMN and stuff. And I don't know, I want to make this something that works for everybody, but in order for me to make that happen, I am going to need some help. So basically I've got 500 bottles of NMN that are waiting to be ordered, and if you guys could just even order one of them and help me out, I would really appreciate it. On my best affiliate month with NMN, I sold them 350 bottles of NMN. Now, I'm hoping with this, we could actually just get the 500 sold in the first month. And if we can, that would probably be life-changing for me. That would be life-changing for me. That would be the start of a new business, a business I can actually promote, and I don't have to be, I know I shouldn't be ashamed of things that I do. And it's not even like I am ashamed, it's just, you guys know what I'm talking about, and you just know it's still frowned upon, and it's nothing that I can ever be loud about, or I don't know, in many different ways. And I don't know, this is just my opportunity to do something really fucking cool. And if you guys could help me, I would really fucking appreciate it. And if you can't, that's fine, but please just send me a good thought, because you know those thoughts matter. All right, anyway, the website is live, the pre-orders open today. The link is going to be in the bio. It is literally nynmn.co.uk. God, that is a mouthful. Did not think about that when I set that up. And you may or may not know, NYN actually stands for not your normal, and this is certainly not your normal NYN. I have literally found the best, and I am super excited. And like I said, this last couple of weeks, I've lost quite a bit more weight, and I'm getting so much softer. Like it's good stuff, man. It is good stuff. Anyway, if you can help me out and you want to make an order, please. And if you don't, but you know a friend who might want to, please send them to me. I would super duper appreciate it. And do you know what chat calls you guys? He calls you my founding customers. So if you want to be a founding customer and help me get this off the ground, please go order a bottle. Anyway, I am going to wrap it up there. I literally just wanted to say, this podcast now, I want to just start doing a lot of things better. And I feel like at the moment I am not struggling like that, but I'm rushing these podcasts, and it's almost like I'm just putting any old shit together to make sure I get a podcast out, which is not really what I want to be doing moving forward. I think I want to give you better content, and you're not going to get that while I'm rushing to make it in like half an hour in the morning, right? So I just feel like with this extra week, I can use that time to actually plan the podcast properly and give you a bit more of hopefully what you want in a better way. I hope so anyway. So the podcast is now going to basically be fortnightly. And I'm really hoping when I come back in 2 weeks, I'm going to be like, guys, we did it. We sold the 500 bottles. NMN is about to take off. And yeah, let's just hope things go that way. And remember, we've got the Happy Gang running now, all right? So I'm going to be live every day, Monday to Friday on Instagram. All I can say is sometime before 9 a.m. Cannot tell you what time, but it is free. It's going to stay free, and just come and join me, because there is something about getting up and telling the universe how the fuck you want your day to go that really makes a difference, all right? And I just, like I said, I'm going to be completely honest, this is helping me probably more than it's even helping you guys. So I know you seem to think this is a nice thing because I'm doing a free gang, but honestly, I'm trying to help myself. This is something I very much need, and yeah, I'm hoping good things are going to go. Fuck hoping, I'm knowing. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Just thank you so much for listening. Please go and put your pre-order in at nynmn.co.uk, and I will see you in 2 weeks for another amazing podcast. I love you so much. Thank you for listening. Mwah.